What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fish Over Tricks Woodworking. My name is Peter, and today we are making a project I'm very excited about. It's a couch console holder thingy. I don't know what it's called, but it's some type of holder because we love making holders on this channel. So let's just jump into it. So all you're going to need for this project is some plywood. We're going to do all this with plywood because it's going to be cheap, it's going to be easy, and it's going to be quick. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take two pieces that are cut 10 inches wide by 12 inches long. I should note this is all 3/4 inch plywood. Then what you're going to need to do is get two pieces that are both 4 inches wide by 10 inches long, and then you're going to need two pieces that are 4 inches wide by 12 inches long. So the first thing we're going to do is take these bigger pieces, the 10 by 12s, to the table saw, and we're just going to get a 45-degree angle cut on all four sides of these, and then we're also going to get a 45-degree angle cut on all four sides of these. So I'll show you that. Alright, so now that you got all four of those pieces cut with your 45-degree angles all along the sides, I'm just going to go ahead and put them together, just see what it'll look like. So obviously the 45-degree angles on all the sides is to make it so you don't see any of the edge grain on your finished product. So it just looks like a box of maple. Perfect. So it'll look like that, basically. But now we gotta, before we put this together, let's put the holes and slots in this top piece for all of our stuff. So what I've got is I've got a couple of just plastic containers that are little snack containers, and I've got these. They're the same size. I think they're like 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to place them here on the edge, just like that. Then I've got a soda can. Soda cans are like a little bit over 2 inches in diameter, but I'm going to go ahead and use a 3-inch hole saw to cut into this because I'm going to want to fit soda cans or bigger glasses, have it slot for that there. And then in the middle here, I'm going to do a slot for the remote and for a phone. So you can have snacks, phone, remote, and drinks. So one important thing to remember when you are working with this is that your working space on here is actually 3/4 inches less on each side than what this piece actually is. So what I mean by that is when this is all together, this piece is going to be underneath just like that, and that means down here from here to here is where this piece is underneath. So if you're drilling into that, you'll be drilling into this piece. So what I suggest you doing is getting a scrap piece of plywood, which I'm trying to find, found it, and then just line it up on the edge like this and draw a pencil mark all around so we know exactly where our working area is, making sure we're not going past that border. Alright, so I went ahead and I traced those two there and measured from the furthest part out of this edge to the inner part here, which is 3/8 inches, which is about the same size as this. And then I just went ahead on this line, I put that there, and I marked it. So now it's 3/8 inches closer because I want this to be able to hold this extra part here so it can just kind of hang like that and not fall all the way through. So now that I've got that square drawn in there, I'm just going to go ahead with the jigsaw and cut those pieces out. All right, there you go. There those are, nice and snug in there. So now let's measure out where we want the rest of the slots to be. So the phone and the remote slots, they don't have to be big. I think I'm just gonna put one here and one here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is measure out where I want the hole to be for the drink holder. So I'm just gonna measure that out and I'll let you know where that ends up going. All right, so I spaced that out. You know those lines we made, the 3/4 inch lines here, because that's where the wall is gonna be. So I just took the same piece that was 3/8 inches thick, and this was a half inch sheet of plywood scrap. So I just put it long ways. So now it's a 1/2 inch, and I just put that against the line, drew a line there on this side and this side. So now I knew where to line this up, 1/2 inch away from each of those lines on each edge, and then I just drew a circle of the saw mark there. So now I know exactly where that's gonna go when I get it over to the drill press. So let's go ahead and get those cut out. Alright, so now we're gonna put the slots for the phone and the remote. So my phone is a little bit under 3 inches, so I went ahead and I just started at, again, this line that's 3/4 away from the edge, and I started a line. I just kind of eyed it on where I wanted it in between the cup holder and here, so I'm gonna have it start a little bit closer to the cup holder, and of course it'll be 1 inch thick because that's the bit we're using for the edges, and I'll explain that in a second. And I'm gonna cut a hole 1 inch here, 1 inch here, then connect them with a jigsaw, and that'll be my slot for the phone. Then we'll do the slot for the remote. So I've got that slot for the phone, perfect. Way bigger than it needs to be, that's okay. I'm gonna go measure the remote and get that one cut out. All right, so there everything is. I'm gonna go ahead and round over everything with just a small, probably 1/8 inch round over bit, just to give everything a nice little break to it. And then sand it. There's some tear out here, so gonna try to sand that, make that look a little bit nicer. And then we'll build the box and put it all together. All right, so I went ahead and I rounded that over. I'm gonna sand when it's all done, but pretty straightforward from here on out. The first thing we're gonna do is work on the bottom piece that does not have any cuts in it. I'm gonna flip it upside down, grab these other pieces here, the longer pieces, line those up where you want them to be, and then we're just gonna tape those onto that side. And then we'll do that with these shorter ones as well. All right, now that you've got that, just go ahead and flip that over. So once you've got this laid out like this, then what we're gonna do is put some glue in these slots right there, and then simply just lift it up like that. I do have a nail gun, so I'm definitely gonna put some nails in there to reinforce these. All right, guys, so here it is. It is all stocked up. We've got some crackers, some chips, phone, TV remote, and 2 drinks. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way it came out. I think it looks really good. I decided to just leave it as that natural color just because I think it looks good. And the best part is, if you don't want food in here, you can just use this as a little cubby for a charger or something like that, just a holder. Again, super happy with it. I'm gonna go bring it inside, see how it looks in there. But before I do, I just wanna say, this is the type of thing that would go crazy on Etsy, especially if you get a nice stain on it, make it look a little bit rustic, maybe paint it white. I'm gonna keep it in my house, so I'm not gonna sell it, but you could definitely get anywhere from 30 to 50 bucks for something like this easy on Etsy. So that's a great Etsy project there. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.